Aniara is a Swedish science fiction film about people leaving Earth because Earth has now become uninhabitable. So they go on a giant spaceship called Aniara, which is run by nuclear reactors and all sorts of futuristic technologies for a 3-week trip to Mars. They're going to recolonize there. It's the only option they have. However, after the space incident, the citizens are knocked off course. They have to, the captain has to eject all of the fuel so the ship doesn't explode, and they have no way of steering the ship. So now they're floating in space with at least a 2-year wait until they can reach a planet, use the gravity of the planet to swing back into the correct way to Mars. So this movie is based off of a poem. It was recommended to me by Possessed by Horror. Sarah likes sci-fi as well as horror, and this movie does have some horror adjacent sort of tones to it, but it's not really. It's more of a existential horror, really. It's more of a sci-fi disaster, but I didn't like this movie at all, to be honest. We're following Mima Robin. She's in control of the Mima. And Mima is like a dream machine of sorts. It's not explained what it is. It's more, it's like an AI or something, and people go in there. You're not supposed to wear your shoes. You go in there and you put your face down, you lay down, and you can, or I think it reads your memories and it gives you pleasant memories and a calming effect. It's almost like a therapeutic thing. So that's her job on the ship. She's bunking with the astronomer, who is a spokesperson for the ship. And now that the ship is sort of floating in space, their 3-week trip becomes 2 years. So they're all going to be eating algae slop, and they'll have plenty of oxygen, but they're just going to have to adjust to life. And whenever the movie cuts to black, it tells you how many years have passed. And I think this part of the film is probably the worst aspect, because you're following these characters through different time jumps, but you're not, it doesn't feel like time has gone by. They're just telling you time has gone by. And she starts a lesbian relationship with Isabel, and they only introduce a small aspect of the ship whenever they leap forward in time. So you don't really get a bearing, and every time you sit there and you get comfortable, they move it again, and then it feels really disjointed and disconnected, maybe on purpose. I kind of feel like it's really hard to do that every time you just cut to black and say, oh, by the way, this amount of time has passed. It's definitely an interesting exploration of like a small pocket of civilization trying to adapt. There's a little bit of microcosm stuff going in there, but they don't push that too far, and I didn't really like that. There's a whole teaching the new generation science and stuff like that, so they can be the saviors. But every time they turn around, there's a new twist, and it doesn't feel like humanity's trying to fight or anything. It's a very strange film because of the aspects of what happens in the film. Every time they jump forward, it's just a little bit too far-fetched when it gets closer to the end, and you start stopping rooting for humanity, because you know there comes a point where just the numbness sort of overtakes you. And so the film does explore some interesting topics here and there, but I really did not enjoy this film. I give Aniara a 3 out of 10.